All guests, welcome to the 171st Commencement of Capital University. Please remain seated for the processional. The invocation will be given by the Reverend Drew Tucker, University Pastor. Please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the national anthem.
Please join me in prayer. Here on the historic lands of the Hopewell, Miami, Adena, and Shawnee peoples, we invite the presence of the Holy One who calls us to holy purpose beyond ourselves. We thank you for the gift of education experienced here at Capital University among students, faculty, staff, and community partners. Send now especially your blessing upon these graduates and remind them that on whatever lands they now go, you go alongside them with purpose, with comfort, and with love. Amen.
Please be seated. Please welcome Interim President of Capital University, David L. Kaufman.
Good afternoon. Welcome, class of 2021, to this special occasion. On behalf of all Capital University faculty and staff, I extend sincere congratulations on this day of your commencement ceremony, a day we weren't sure you would get to experience in person. Today, you take your well-deserved walk across the stage and receive official recognition for the graduation you worked so hard to earn. Your graduation marks a new beginning and a milestone in your growth and achievement. This graduation is an invitation to become a lifelong learner and forge new paths, often ones that you never could have imagined. Your final year at Capital was unlike any other, but you persevered and can now begin a new life beyond your university experience. Many of you will pursue your vocational calling. Many of you will continue your academic pursuits in graduate school. Some of you will venture far from Central Ohio. Regardless of where your life takes you tomorrow, today is a day to celebrate all you've achieved. As you move forward, take time to look back and remember the obstacles you had to overcome. Thank those who helped you overcome them and find a way to pay it forward. Value the relationships you made during your time at Capital. Because of interactions with your classmates, roommates, professors, and staff, you've changed both personally and intellectually, forever transformed by your Capital education. Let your life be shaped by the values and commitments you developed here. More than what you do, life is about who you are. Be a purpose-driven leader by getting involved and making a lasting difference in the community where you live, work, and serve. A difference that only you can make. Congratulations. And now I'd like to introduce our special guests here on stage. From my left, Dr. Sharon Croft, Professor of Communications. Sharon will read the graduates' names as you come forward. Reverend Drew Tucker, University Pastor. Dr. Jody Fournier, Provost. And our guest speaker, Andre Porter. Andre is a 2002 graduate at Capital University, where he was the student body president and played leadership roles in several student organizations. He attended law school at The Ohio State University and began his legal career with Schottenstein, Zox, and Dunn. In 2016, Andre joined the Mid-Continent Independent System Operator as its chief legal officer, and in 2018 was elected by the board of directors to serve as its corporate secretary. Please join me in welcoming Andre Porter, chair of the Capital University's Board of Trustees, as this year's commencement speaker. Andre, welcome.
Thank you, Dave, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees, it is my great pleasure and honor, I should say, to congratulate all of you, our graduates. Tomorrow's Mother's Day, and I also want to congratulate the moms and dads and sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles, all in attendance here today who've played a special role in getting these graduates to this day. We've seen now on a couple of occasions today opportunities for our graduates to go out these doors, and Provost Fournier will talk about this here later today, and to do the gate ceremony. It's interesting because we've seen a spectrum of emotions, and I talked about this earlier today. It's been wonderful to see strangers hugging, fist bumping, you know, whatever it is that you do. I've seen tears and I've seen laughter, and that should all be here today because this is not just any other moment. This year has been quite different, and you should feel different at this moment. You've gone through a lot over this past year, over these past 4 years to get to this moment. Significant changes have brought you here, and I want to congratulate you all for everything that you've been through. I want to thank the faculty and the staff of this university as well for their roles and of course, helping to shape the lives of these students, bringing them to this day. I want to give you just a moment, a piece of my story as well. My story is one that was almost cut short on many occasions. I can recall in 2002 walking across this stage, graduate of Capital University, excited to go down the road to attend law school at The Ohio State University. First week of law school, I conclude that I didn't have it. I wasn't cut out for it. Decided I was going to drop out at that very moment from law school. Let me leave my story there for a moment, and we'll come back to that, because I'd like to talk about each of you. There's some things that we know about you and how you've grown over these years. You've developed, of course, a significant amount of competence in your chosen field. You've become more independent and have begun to live on your own, of course. You've established a greater sense of your personal identity. You've built strong relationships. But I think most important, what we all know is that you've come to a point to where you've realized a greater sense of what your purpose is here on this earth. And I know you might be thinking, here goes another one of those amorphous speeches about purpose, and it is going to be one of those speeches, but I promise you what I'll try and do is I'll try and bring it down to earth here just for a few moments. Because when we talk about purpose, what we want you to think about, or at least what I want you to think about, I challenge you to think about those activities that you'll choose to spend your time on once you leave. How are you going to best apply those God-given abilities that you have, or those that you've grown and developed? How will you find a sense of what matters to you most that'll keep you going? I've seen some really interesting hats over the past couple of hours here, and one of those today was from an old Matthew proverb, and it said simply, let your light shine. People are watching, right? Let your light shine. I don't know who it is here, but I saw that hat and it just stuck with me as you came across. As you're living your purpose, your light's always going to shine, and someone's going to be watching, and they're going to find encouragement in what you do. So as you go about this work of thinking about your purpose and living that, I want to give you three brief pieces of what I hope is going to be considered sage advice. Let's do this one first. First piece of sage advice is that I believe that small, repeated, and meaningful actions can lead to significant changes in this world. So in this photo behind me on the screen here is a ship known as the Ever Given, and it was a ship that a few months ago was wedged into the side of the Suez Canal, and it remained stuck there for 6 days of significant impact. Billions of dollars of cargo were waiting out in the sea as the small excavator, as you see at the bottom there, was just picking away. The small excavator was basically taking small, repeated but intentional digs to free the ship up. And let that stick with you. Small, repeated, but intentional digs were being used to free this ship. And I like the photo because it actually reminds me of the struggles that I personally have from day to day. So whether it's at work and you want things to move fast, or in personal relationships and you want things to move fast, or if it's about how you think about the challenges in this world are seemingly so daunting and you want to close your eyes, right? And open your eyes and think that the world's going to change. It doesn't happen that fast. My encouragement for you is to know that your small actions, and collectively, the small actions of all of you, all matter. And collectively, they come together to make significant change in this world. And we might not all get to see that work personally. You could perhaps be building the foundation for many others who are going to benefit from your small but repeated and meaningful actions. So just know that those small and very seemingly minute repeated actions will, in fact, lead to significant change in this world. The second piece of sage advice that I have is that change always happens fast, and the question that I have for you is, how are you going to prepare? Is it going to look like this photo? You guys may have seen some things like this if you've been to grocery stores during the pandemic. But perhaps my question is a trick one. It's, how will you prepare? But let me first tell you about the photo. We've seen this during the pandemic. I think that there were runs on just about every supply during the pandemic. So if you think about it, the gentleman here in this photo, I think perhaps he's preparing for something. There's a condition that maybe he has, and he believes that maybe he needs lots of bathroom tissue. So he's stocking up for that moment, or many of those moments. I don't know what he needed. But so the stock market crash of 1929, another one of those significant moments. Pearl Harbor comes, whatever your day is, the Tulsa Wall Street massacre. You name the event. The COVID-19 pandemic was one of those events as well. Things happen, change ensues, it happens quickly, and it's usually outside of our control. Question for you is, how will you prepare? And I want to flip that for a moment, because I want to suggest to you that you've always been prepared. You've become more prepared over these last years of being a student here at Capital University. I'd hypothesize that if you would realize that if you can avoid the panic that perhaps comes in those moments, that you'll be able to rely on the training that you've had throughout your life, throughout the time here at Capital University. And yes, if you have the runs, perhaps you stock up on bathroom tissue. Probably is a good idea if you need that. But the real point here is that your training and experiences, you've had those, you've got to rely on those in those moments where you don't realize that you need to think back to your experience and to remain prepared. My last piece of sage advice for today is that I would recommend that you keep your Capital family close. There's some special people in my life. They're on the screen right here behind me. Erica's there. She's a 2002 CAP grad, and my kids are there. I consider them to be extensions of the CAP fam. It was my CAP family of friends and professors, some here even in the room today, who helped out most when I left law school after 1 week and decided that I was going to drop out. They reminded me that law school was new, it was change, and that it was happening fast. They reminded me that I was prepared due to everything that I'd learned over the years, and that I should avoid the moment of panic. They told me most of all that they were always here to help. So your family may look different than this family, whether it's sorority sisters or teammates, professors, you name it. Even the family that you plan over the years, keep them close. They know you best. They'll help to validate your purpose in life. They'll recognize even when that light is shining even brighter. They'll keep you on track when you get tired of taking those small and repeated but meaningful actions. They'll remind you to rely on your faith and your preparation in times of crisis and change. But most of all, I think that CAP extended family, they're always going to tell you that they're proud of you, as I'm proud of you all today. So thank you for listening, and congratulations to the Capital graduates.
Please welcome Provost Jody S. Fournier.
President Kaufman, on behalf of the faculty of the college it is my honor and privilege to present the candidates for the Master of Business Administration, Master of Science in Nursing, Master of Music in Music Education, Master of Arts in Education, the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and the Bachelor of Social Work.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I now confer upon each of you the recommended master's and bachelor's degree with all the rights and privileges as well as all obligations and responsibilities.
The candidates will be introduced by Professor Sharon Croft. Dr. Fournier and Interim President Kaufman will now greet the graduates and present their diplomas.
Abigail Florence Johns, summa cum laude. Catherine Ann Cullen, with highest distinction. Abigail Ryder, with distinction. Sophia Clausen, with distinction. Maria Francesca Locastro, magna cum laude. Teresa Marie Bonvecchio. Michelle Selima Trudeau. Anna Elizabeth Serenka. Anne Agnes Davis, summa cum laude. Alexis Nicole Poyman, magna cum laude. Hannah Marie Pinkelman, summa cum laude. Maria Sadek, magna cum laude. Astine Sa Falah, magna cum laude. Asma Abukar, cum laude. Summer Lotfi Hamid. Molly Frey, magna cum laude. Austin Christopher Stewart, summa cum laude. Matthew Wayne Tyler, summa cum laude. Amanda Brooks Hubble. Elizabeth Jane Rimelin. Hamdi Hashi Ali, cum laude. Linda Jinra, magna cum laude. Amy Rothman Asken, summa cum laude. Burhan Gebri G. Orgis, cum laude. Edmund Lee Dennis, Jr. John Osbeck, summa cum laude. Austin Timothy Hamilton, magna cum laude. Janie Faye Berwick, summa cum laude. Sarah Christine Vredas, summa cum laude. Sarah Schnell, with highest distinction. Brooklyn Elizabeth Keaton, cum laude. Allison Taylor Williams. Kelly Lynn Nicole Bachman, cum laude. Sydney Marie Dion, summa cum laude. Jade Noel Hoffman, summa cum laude. Bridget Lillian Mallon, summa cum laude. Nicholas Murray, magna cum laude. Julia Shannon Vigor, summa cum laude. Samantha Margaret Kryl, magna cum laude. Jeremy Logan Sheets, cum laude. Jonathan Lee Hartman, summa cum laude. Elise Delane Swihart, magna cum laude. Joshua Robert Haynes Kranek. Eric Dwayne Nungester. Tegan Marie Bays, cum laude. Victoria Page Griffin. Ethan Sombat Ho. Lincoln Tandinda Shafamba, summa cum laude. Ethan Denton Lucier, summa cum laude. Emily Grace Dietz, summa cum laude. Spencer Marie Armstrong, summa cum laude. Erin Caitlin Rang. Hannah Lynn Lemke, magna cum laude. Catherine Marie Edwards, cum laude. Jason Shriver, with distinction. Darina Drozdova, cum laude. Michaela Rain Clem Jacobs, cum laude. Karen Hansen, cum laude. Madison Fleckenstein, cum laude. Angel Michelle Lacey, with distinction. Kiara Catherine Farrell, magna cum laude. Haley Nicole Perry, summa cum laude. Robert Spencer Churchill, summa cum laude. Holly Nicole Deskin, summa cum laude. Cara Marie Duval, summa cum laude. Madison Taylor Bigler. Eva Sky Kessler, magna cum laude. Elise Corinne Hopkins. Brooklyn Priscilla Grace. Emerson Haven, cum laude. Amanda Joy Rose Hobbs, magna cum laude. Asia R. Evans. Sydney Faith Dudley, magna cum laude. Emily Tatiana Pollock. Rebecca Marie Baravecchia, magna cum laude. Catherine Overberg, cum laude. Mary Ann Teresa Smock, summa cum laude. Nicholas Gutierrez, summa cum laude. Lauren Marie Finnegan. Sydney Marie Preston. Kaylee Ann Sam Daniel. Carly Woolwine. Connor Van Dyke. Liam David Bruce, magna cum laude. Catherine Poe, summa cum laude. Phoenix Nicole Pinkerton, magna cum laude. Jeffrey Sean Webb. Mary Claire Kunkel, cum laude. Alexander Allen Mills, magna cum laude. Alex's father, Todd Mills, Director of Congregational Relations and Advancement, will be handing him his diploma. Joseph E. Weichert, magna cum laude. Isra Elise Poole. Brady Wayne Rowe. Alan Edward Davidson. Jesse Elkins, cum laude. Jeffrey Alexander Kearns, magna cum laude. Rosemary Nabil Labib. Jessica Christine Miller, with distinction. Wyatt Arthur Hall. Desiree Hudson. Brianna G. Snyder. Claire Elizabeth Wiesbrod, magna cum laude. Sierra Lee Wolf, cum laude. Josie Lynn McKinnick. Dylan Robert Sedan. Gareth Evans. Marina D. Michael, summa cum laude. Stephanie Renee Mazzio. Horacio Daniel Lerma. Cassandra J. Van Dyke. Dana Taylor Renee Perkins. Robert S. Blaney. Michaela Junti Davy. Julian Mendoza. Salome Roba Cadiza, summa cum laude. Sarah Marie Painter, summa cum laude. Renisha Green. Casey Lynn Savitsko, with highest distinction. Samantha Jo Hawkins, with distinction. Taylor Ann Rail, with highest distinction. Desiree Monet Bray. Nathaniel Victor Vance, cum laude. Kaylee Joyce Wright. Christina Ann Amos, cum laude. Emma Marie Young, cum laude. Josephine K. McKean, summa cum laude. Sydney Christine Sky, magna cum laude. Alexa Lee Chiripko, magna cum laude. Bailey Christine Armstrong, summa cum laude. Brianna Israel Presley, summa cum laude. Mitchell Lawrence Yarborough, cum laude. Ama Dufi Karakaria. Courtney Ann Henson. Bridget Therese Allen, summa cum laude. Lauren Riley Lund, cum laude. Kinsey Halen Burton Smiles. Angela Ann Wiseman, summa cum laude. Emily Ann Utz, summa cum laude. The following individuals are graduating today virtually. Krithika Sharma Gerard, Catherine Grace Jarowaski, Fada McCain, Dakota McLean. Let me go back and say their distinctions. I'm sorry. Claudia Fugate, Krithika Sharma Gerard, cum laude. Catherine Grace Jarowaski, summa cum laude. Fada McCain, magna cum laude. Dakota McLean, magna cum laude. Abigail Victoria Swinehart, magna cum laude. Shihan Wang, summa cum laude. Virginia Page Witzel with distinction. And Vincent Joel Yurcho. Thank you.
We will now take a short pause while the graduates finish getting their photos taken. Our program will continue momentarily. Please remain seated. Thank you. Welcome Interim President David L. Kaufman.
We wanted to pause just a moment to make sure all the graduates are back to their seat, such that I can say this: congratulations, graduates of the class of 2021.
It is now time to observe a commencement tradition for new alumni. Graduates, please rise. To signify your graduation, please move the tassel on your mortarboard from right to left. Also, graduates, let's recognize those who helped you reach this important milestone. Please turn and applaud your families, your friends, your loved ones, and show your appreciation for their support. And now we observe one final rite of passage. Graduates, you will recall your very first days on campus, when the academic community was called together to welcome you as new students to Capital University. You celebrated with your family members as you processed through Memorial Gateway to begin your studies. But as you know, Capital's tradition prevented you from exiting the gate until graduation. Now, years later, we invite you to fulfill this tradition as you mark the completion of your academic journey by walking out Memorial Gateway. So following the benediction and recessional, we encourage you to go to the gate for an informal celebration with your family and friends. There will be music and photo opportunities for you to enjoy. Congratulations again.
The benediction will be given by the Reverend Drew Tucker. Please stand.
Graduates, as you go forth from this place, we wish to bid you Godspeed and farewell. So may you receive this benediction. I pray you find yourselves upon paths of blessing and that you share those blessings with those that need them. That you find yourselves in environments of abundance and that you share that abundance with those that need it. That you find yourselves in communities of justice and that you ensure all who need it receive justice. And to paraphrase an ancient Navajo benediction, may it be beautiful before you. May it be beautiful behind you. May it be beautiful below you. May it be beautiful above you. May it be beautiful all around you. And dear friends, in all that you choose to say, and all that you are called to do, may you share that beauty with all the earth. Amen.
Please be seated for the recessional and remain in place until after all graduates have exited. A reminder for parents, family members, and guests, please exit out the doors of the back of the auditorium. We invite you to make your way to the Memorial Gate lawn area for an informal celebration. Again, a reminder, please exit out the doors at the back of the auditorium. We invite you to make your way to the Memorial Gate lawn area for an informal celebration. Thank you.